telling you. And he said Indiana State, it was his YouTube channel which got him recognized by the scouts. So that is what got him in the NFL because he was playing Madden and he was balling, and that's what got him. He showed his smarts.
All right, James Palmer.
C, Mike Gesicki.
Okay. Sarah.
Palmer is so descriptive with why he chose.
Go ahead, Sarah. Give us something.
I saw Jason's
Wow. That's a hell of an event, too. She ran smoking fast. Let's see who gets her brother. Meanwhile, Jason and James have 2. Sarah, you only have 1 point. You're going to need to get this one right.
Yeah.
Next question, question 4. Which
B. Jordan Poyer, and I want to know who else was playing high school sports around that time that he was able to just dominate in everything.
Go ahead. James Palmer. No, Sarah, you're up next. It says Sarah there. What do you got?
Again, I have no basis for anything.
They can't. No, they have to choose different answers.
What?
I already took B.
If you guys were both right, you would win. It's worth 2 points. So should a team go get him?
They have to go get him because he is such a great athlete, and I just bullied my way into a win, and that's all that matters.
James under protest. If I had a red challenge flag, I'd drop it just like Belichick at my feet.
I feel like there's some rookie hazing almost.
Yeah.
James, I don't want to duct tape you to the goalpost. We don't do that anymore. But
Anymore?
You have to sing the fight song from Ohio State during the break. Coming up, there's still some really good, for the love of God. We're trying to make a game here. Hey, say A or C just for the sake. Jason, thank you. Did you know it for a fact, James? Do you have an answer?
No, we'll talk about it in the break. C. C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
We want to talk state of the Houston Texans. It's a new era there. Former Texans linebacker DeMeco Ryans now the head coach. So what will the identity of a DeMeco Ryans Texans look like, James?
They may have missed out on the #1 overall pick. They did not miss out on their choice in terms of the head coach and the future identity of it. For a very brief period of time, said he was one of, if not the smartest players he's ever coached. And John Lynch raved about him at the Combine to a lot of us, just talking about how players will do anything for DeMeco Ryans. And I think that is going to show you that also, with all of that said, the Texans have a lot of confidence in him, giving him a 6-year contract. The other part of it is Bobby Slowick, who used to be a defensive QC guy sharing an office with DeMeco Ryans, is now the offensive coordinator there. I've never heard an offensive coordinator in their opening press conference talk more about the defense in my entire life. And that stems back to the way DeMeco's wired. Let me take you up to San Francisco this past year. Every single Saturday night, do you know what
I miss Brian Cushing.
Right?
I watched the guy play. You know, I like to watch him play. He was, oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Listen, I'd love to talk about Brian Cushing. We have to talk about quarterback. So they do have the #2 overall pick, as very dramatically we saw. What do you think, JP? You think where do they go? They're obviously going to take somebody. Any inkling about where this franchise might lean?
Well, yeah, I think they're going to take a quarterback. Sure. The thought process this offseason was they weren't going to just add a quarterback. They were going to add multiple quarterbacks. And we saw what they did in the very start of free agency was bringing in Case Keenum. Keenum is telling, in a sense, of what you want to do, because I think that is another coach in the quarterback room. This is kind of a Davis Webb type of situation of one of those guys that just knows offenses so well to help a young quarterback. They do feel, and Slowick should know this, they've played a lot of quarterbacks in San Francisco. Played 3 in 1 year last year. They can move that system around to play to the strengths of whichever guy they end up landing, and they could still land their favorite. Say the Panthers are in love with C.J. Stroud, but the Texans are in love with Bryce Young. Well, they're at 2 and they still get their guy. That is possible, and it could be vice versa.
Yeah, and what I loved about Case Keenum last year in Buffalo, he's dressing up during training camp, tricking guys into autographs and all of that. But aside from Case Keenum, they've made some moves in free agency. Do you have a favorite one so far that they've done?
There's 2. I'll start with my favorite. It's Jimmy Ward. And I had heard this rumbling at the Combine that some players are going to be relying on young receivers in John Mechie and Nico Collins, and have a veteran in there, especially with a rookie quarterback. I think it was a decent move early, and you didn't overpay to get that guy that has played in very similar systems, playing in Los Angeles, playing in that Sean McVay system that's very similar to the Kyle Shanahan type of stuff that's Slowick we run it.
We're going to talk so much Texans over the next 6 weeks. Do you think there's any likelihood they move in the draft, up, down, otherwise?
I don't think so, because they're still sitting there with that other first-round pick, and I think you can get your quarterback, and I think you can get defensive line help as well. I think, was it 12? I think they're sitting out with that other pick. Where's the sheet? I wish it was right here. And so I do think they have the ability. Maybe they move that to add some picks. But with the draft capital they had and the number of picks they had, this is one of the most interesting teams to follow this offseason.
You know what we said when you said, "Where's the sheet?" We have a sheet on the desk that's got lists of the draft order.
draft
We need the
order.
quarterback. We need
Too many things in the head.
We need the
Yeah.
armband. If we were all
Can we
wearing
get
the
Sarah a
armband,
wristband?
yeah, can we get a wristband because we're going
like
to be
it.
doing this like every day for hours on end.
would
For
go
we
great with your outfit.
I mean, like if he would have just said that, I would have said, "Oh, James, confirmed 12." So if we
we're
could
right.
just
We're right.
get some quarterback wristbands, that would be
Great idea, Sarah.
great. Coming up, you never know where life is going to take you sometime.
Beef, of course, with this fan base. But now, guys, of course, you eating it.
I want some jerky. I just ripped into it, and I didn't even do this.
You don't even know it's got a
Jay-
rip top.
Jamie Erdahl is
Reseal.
jealous right now. Kyle is eating the beef. But we did our own ideas, too. Now, we wanted to take a deep dive into old takes that you would love to have deleted. But, of course, I'm right so much, so I didn't have any bad takes. So, James, start us off. Bad takes? Okay. How many do you have is the question?
I don't have that many. I have one that I regret quite a bit. This is young James.
That's a threat. You still feel that way?
It seems like a win-win for me because either this is getting announced or I'm off on the A block tomorrow.
But we want you to be.
I want to know how you felt when Ryan Leaf came in here in the commercial break. What did he say? Is it getting announced today?
Ryan Leaf said he doesn't think it's getting announced today. I said, Ryan, don't.
Here we go.
I don't know what tomorrow's going to look like.
Let's find
On
out.
this show, it's going to be James Palmer saying, "Good morning, welcome to Good Morning Football."
Morning football.
There you
It's
go.
Kyle and Jason with me. Sarah will be back later in the show because she said she's not going to do the opening.
Kyle's going to wear your
show.
dress, apparently.
Kyle said that he's going to go and wear my dress if that's the case. What else did you say? You're going to go get a bunch of Spanx?
Yeah, all the Spanx.
Double
I'm just
down on
gonna
the
need 'em.
Spanx.
Our Spanx budget, we're going to blow it out. Seal me in.
I think tomorrow.
Ezekiel Elliott's last snap as a
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys playing center and throwing the ball back to Dak and then getting trucked in the stupidest trick play of all time. I've been very critical over the years of Zeke's contract and actually of Zeke's game, so I'll tend to keep it positive here. Zeke represented much more than just being a running back. I think he represented a whole era of Dallas Cowboys football, of excitement, of jumping in the kettle, of being this top drafted rookie who is doing the spoon thing. If that's going to be over, that's a little bit melancholy for Cowboys fans. But the good news is you have Tony Pollard, who's been a better running back for 2 years, and this league chews running backs up and spits them out. Zeke, great career at Dallas. If it's over, pick up somewhere else. But onward and upward, guys.
Well, let's stay in the division.
Extremely high level. So I'm excited to see where Slay goes. We've already seen Jalen Ramsey. Now he teams up with Xavier Howard. We just talked about Gilmore teaming up with Diggs. Who is Slay teaming up with? Because whoever he teams up with, they're going to be possibly one of the best cornerback duos in the NFL. Slay, go get paid. I'm excited for him.
I feel like that's going to happen fast. Don't you feel like that's going to happen fast? We're going to have all kinds of new news tomorrow. We might have the news tomorrow.
Okay.
The news will be where Slay is going.
Man.
7A.
We
The
might have
fun
some
meter
other
went
news.
down in the Philly locker room, I'll tell you that.